Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw, and I'm here on the Danube on Riviera William Wordsworth, and I'm here with Stuart Milan, who is now the president North America for Riviera Travel. Now, that's really breaking news, at least for here. And when you see this, he will have been president for a few weeks, I'm sure. But we're going to talk to Stuart about, we're all headed for the ASTA River Cruise Expo. And there's a lot been going on with Riviera Travel in the last few weeks, and it's all of it's good. And we're going to talk to him about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, first of all, Stuart, congratulations. You are now President North America for Riviera Travel, which was rebranded from Riviera River Cruise in the U.S. just probably a few months ago, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so I now look after Riviera Travel in the US, rebranded from Riviera River Cruises because we want to expand our product portfolio in the US to the US market.
Yeah, so you will now, I think you said you're dividing your time between Fort Lauderdale. You have a new office there and London, right?
That's correct. So we've got a brand new office in Fort Lauderdale in Las Olas. Yes, I'll be spending my time 50-50 between that office and the UK.
Now, remind us, what is the range of products beyond river cruising that Riviera Travel offers?
So in the UK, we actually offer a large range of land tours, so European tours, long-haul touring. We have our Croatian yachts, which we do sell through the US, but we're not well known. And we have a small amount of ocean cruising as well.
Yeah, I've seen a few releases talking about your Croatian yachts, and it sounds like an intriguing product, and I think it's something that travel advisors should look at to sell them. But you basically rebranded to make sure that travel advisors in the US know you have a larger quiver of products, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So, 50% of our business through the UK is actually in European touring and long-haul touring. We want to start bringing some of that over to the US to begin with. That'll be a case of making sure that we're offering flights, hotels, transfers on our US for river cruising. And actually, we're going to start launching some of our tours plus river cruise. So I think you're the first person to hear that. So we're going to start combining touring program with river cruise program in the US around April, May time.
That's fantastic, because now you'll have more products to sell from Riviera. And the whole strategy is basically you've been selling river cruises in the UK. You expanded, how many years ago? You've started expanding in the US. It was before COVID, I think, right?
Yeah, correct. It was about 2017, 2018, before my time at Riviera, when I joined in 2019. Obviously, through COVID, we had a bit of a hiatus. We had to build the profit back in the UK. But now we're ready to, a bit of a rebirth in the US and just make sure we're getting everything right, speaking to the travel agents, making sure we're offering the right product portfolio and being the best to do business with.
And what is your sales strategy now? What's your pitch in terms of why Riviera? Because there's some, obviously, in the U.S. market, we have a lot of different river cruise brands, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Look, for me, it's about the value proposition, the value of our product and the value for money that your customers as a travel advisor within the U.S. market that we can appeal to. So for me, we're a great upper premium brand. We're kind of shying away from either end of the market. We are that right product for someone who just wants a great value for money river cruise.
No, and I agree. Riviera has been the great value for quite a while now. I know I actually sailed on you before COVID. Yeah. And interesting because Marilyn Conroy is a friend of mine, and she said, "Go take notes and see what can we change." And hopefully, now I'm here to make sure you made those changes. Right?
Well, I hope we have. So I honestly hope we have. Honestly, one of our mantras is easy to do business with, and one of the reasons we're doing this trip between Budapest and Vienna is to make sure we're learning as much as we can from the US agents that are on board, how we have to change our strategy, how we have to change our product proposition and just suit it to the US clientele.
Well, I heard you have already made some changes that addressed the things that, little small things. I thought it was a great cruise when I took it. You did have tea every afternoon. That was a plus. I enjoy tea, so that was okay. There were other little things that I told Marilyn they probably could work on. But it sounds like with a tour operator, you'll now be able to furnish a lot of land as well, right?
Yeah, potentially we're going to start off small with quite a bit of a pilot product proposition that we'll be launching. So come, as I say, April, May, you'll be able to combine 3 of our land tours with 3 of our river cruising river cruises as we go through Europe. But we're also putting some combination river cruising in as well, which means we can extend our overall river cruising program.
I saw that actually. You are doing new itineraries and some very different ones and also longer ones, right?
Yes, yeah, correct. We can now actually cruise for up to 29 days. So we call them combination cruises, so you can go on 2 different ships across 2 different itineraries. We'll sort out the middle bit and make sure it's all connected. But yeah, you can now cruise up to 29 days.
And the thing that when I first got on a Riviera was that you are using hardware that is used by, a few other lines, because you get it from Scylla, right?
Yeah, Scylla, yeah.
Scylla, and so the ship we're on is very similar to one in the luxury category, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, look, in terms of, it is very similar hardware, let's say. The lounge, restaurants are exactly the same. The cabin configurations can be slightly different, but that's pretty much the only difference. So, we think we've got great hardware. We think we've got a great proposition to give to the US market, and we think we're at the right value to kind of attract those people.
Now, roughly how many ships do you have in the fleet now?
So we've got about 14 now across through Europe. We do offer some cruises in the Nile and the Mekong, which we don't actually offer to US guests at the moment. So that's again something else that we need to open up. Yeah.
And then you have the yachts in Croatia, right?
Yeah,
I saw that and I said, wow, that looks like a pretty good product.
Yeah, it's a great product, a small ship, coastal cruising yacht proposition. Only circa 20 cabins on there, so only 40 people at any one time. Honestly, it's a great, fantastic little cruising product.
Well, It clearly is. Anytime we have more product that our travel advisors can sell, we love it. And we've been working with you for quite some time, so we always liked it. And so now you're going to have a bigger company, and that's why they made the transition where they're now going to have a president in North America, right?
Yeah, that's correct. We've now got this office, as you mentioned earlier, in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to be transitioning our reservations team for North America to that office, along with the service team and an inside sales team. So we just want to make sure we are giving the best service possible to US travel advisors, US guests. There's no time zone difference, and it's truly catered for that business market.
So what's your sales goals for U.S. market? I mean, what percentage of sales do you want to see from the U.S. In terms of your overall sales? Right now, a large percentage obviously is UK, right?
Yeah, correct. Circa 90-95% is still UK, and then the rest making up other markets. Look, essentially we want to double passengers from last year to this year, which would take us to about 5,000 passengers. So it's still not a huge amount of volume, still a huge amount of scope that we can go with, but we want to double consecutively for kind of the next 2 to 3 years.
And that's your goal. So yeah, that's what you're going to be out there. I assume we'll see you at a few travel agency meetings over the next year, right?
Well, I hope so. That's where I learn. That's where I get the information from. So yeah, I hope to be invited to those travel agency meetings, and I will happily take part.
Well, Stuart, I want to first of all congratulations. And you're going to be doing a little commuting back and forth between the UK and the US, but and congratulations on this product, because when it first came in the market and it was offered in the US, I said, boy, this has such great potential because of the quality of the product, and it sounds like you are aiming for that upper premium spot that really is a sweet spot in the market. Everybody wants to be luxury and like this, but boy, a good upper premium product is also important.
Yeah, look, I think as you say, I think we've hit the sweet spot in terms of our product proposition. We're evolving it all the time to make sure we cater to that US market, whilst not putting it, out of reach of our UK customers, who are the majority, which is another benefit, by the way, if there's Americans that want to travel with UK customers.
No, it's great. I travel with them. It's great. And now the goal, I think, for all of us is to get maybe slightly younger cruise passengers, because they're wonderful people, and but the market has been traditionally getting more of a older market, and now now we're starting to see families. But that's another thing. You are really focusing on groups and also on solo travelers, right?
Yeah, solos is huge for us. We've got over 50 dedicated sailings just for solo customers.
That's your solo program was very impressive. I don't know if anything more impressive in the market. I mean, everybody does cater to solos, but you really have done a good job with it.
Look, we've identified a bit in the market that no one is really taking advantage of now. It's one of our fastest growing sectors. So yeah, look, 100% we'll double down on that solo market, and yeah, it's working well for us. Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell our 127,000 travel advisors out there about Riviera travel today?
Look, I think there's an element of learn about us. We will be coming out with some e-learning platforms in the coming months. Speak to the regional sales directors that are on the road. Speak to Marilyn, speak to Francis, speak to myself. Yeah. Just try and learn about us. And honestly, we are a very good alternative to the incumbent brands that are in the US at the moment.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, again, congratulations. And where can, right now, I know the Riviera Rivercruises.com URL is still being used. Is it going to transition to Riviera Travel? Or
It is. It's going to transition over to rivieratravel.com as and when we launch a new website, which will be June or July.
Fantastic. Well, again, congratulations. And we're looking for more and bigger things from Riviera Travel.
And I'll hopefully deliver. Thank you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.